Are you sick of living in the shadow of someone else? Need some help learning to love yourself and tap into your unique strengths, or embrace your leadership potential so you can thrive in your life. This is Empower with Nancy. Let's start the show. Oh.
Hey everyone, I want to talk about the struggles of not feeling good enough in your workplace. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt, I know some of you probably like go deep down and struggling, feeling like you're just not enough in the workplace, maybe in your position, you don't fit in, or maybe you're just constantly feeling that you're pleasing everyone and not really thinking about you yourself. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Now, before you even say, yes, Nancy, that's me, I want you to know I see you. I understand. I get it. I hear you. You're showing up. You're doing everything you're supposed to. But something inside still whispers at you that you're just not enough. I used to feel that way years ago. And to be honest with you, sometimes that just pops in my head. Even as a coach, it is normal. It is okay to feel that way from time to time. It's knowing how to get yourself out of it. It's knowing how to build the confidence that you desire, that you want. So maybe you think others are even smarter than you, or more experienced, or more capable than you. Do you understand? Like you see all these things that just are constantly going through our heads. Or perhaps you are wondering, how long am I able to stay at this company or in this position before someone finds out that I honestly are not a good fit, or I just don't deserve this role? Does any of that sound familiar to you? And so maybe you're constantly second guessing yourself. Did I say the right thing in the meeting? Or what if my presentation wasn't clear enough? Did everyone like what I had to say? How about, does everyone like me? And let's not forget that darn pit in our stomach when your manager or peer gives you feedback and you're like, shit, I don't know. It's just going to be terrible. I really messed up. I failed. No matter how positive it is, you brush off the compliments all the time. We do. We think of the worst case instead of thinking, you know what? I did an amazing job. It's exhausting to feel this all the time, isn't it? The relentless cycles of question of your worth. You're constantly questioning your worth. And I know what you're thinking. Trust me, I know, I get it. You're thinking, but Nancy, if I don't hold myself to this standard, I fall behind. If I don't brush myself, or how about brushing the side of these cycles that go through my head, I don't know how to get through it. So I just keep pushing myself to the side and say I won't succeed. But here is the darn truth: constantly question your worth doesn't make you work harder. It wears you down. And it either is going to wear you down, or you're going to build this callus up. And then it's going to lead to burnout. And then you're going to shut down. You keep chasing yourself to the path that you do not want to go down. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this. Where does that feeling come from? Maybe it's because you compare yourself to others, which we tend to do on social media, or just compare yourself again with others, your peers, who seem to have it all figured out. But who navigated the workplace with confidence? while you're really struggling to keep up. Or maybe it's that inner voice from your past experiences telling you that you're not quite enough for the position or the organization. You need to be perfect to be accepted. Absolutely no. Trust me, I know how loud that voice can be, but I want to ask you something. What would happen if you actually started questioning the voice instead of questioning your abilities? What if instead of thinking, I am not good enough, and you start to think, what if I'm exactly where I need to be? That feeling of switching the mindset that you are damn enough, that you are going to knock out of the park in this position, that you are going to feel amazing and confident in every step of the way. Because here's the thing, there's a reason you're in the role that you are in, period. You've earned it. And even if you feel like you don't have all the answers or you're still learning, that's part of the journey, guys. It doesn't make you less capable, it makes you human. That you're in the position for a reason. Embrace it, be grateful. You're probably worried that if you admit you're struggling, it will be seen as weakness. But let me tell you this again, it is not a sign of weakness. It's being real about what you're going through with yourself and with others. It's one of those courageous things that you can do. And I can bet that there are people in your organization who have the same damn thoughts, the same doubts that they feel that they're not good enough. And you're looking at them thinking that they think that they're the shit, that they know everything. But it's not the case. It's just like going on social media and looking that they have the best job, they have the best life, they have all the money and all that. But you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't talk about how it's okay to not have it all together at all the time, to ask for help, to lean on others. In fact, asking for help is a sign that you're committed to your growth. So you want to get better, not by pretending to be perfect, because there is no such thing, but by recognizing where you want to improve in. So embrace the feedback. Look at that as stepping stones, not as failures. And when you look at that as stepping stones, good, bad, or ugly, and how it was presented, just leave it. Leave it. Don't turn back and rethink about years down the road or previously that you've been hurt or you were fired or you weren't good enough at the job. Here's another thing I know that you're worried about. You're thinking, if I let my guard down and I stop pushing myself this hard, that everything will fall apart. But what if that constant pressure is actually what's holding you back from thriving? Have you thought about that? What if you allowed yourself to be proud of what you're achieving instead of always thinking that you need to prove yourself or you need to prove to others? You just need to prove to yourself that you can do it. Imagine what that would look like for you. Waking up, not dreading the day, waking up feeling empowered and fulfilled, feeling confident and calm, knowing that you've got what it takes. Imagine being in the meetings, contributing, and not walking away, picking apart that everything that you said or did. Imagine trusting that you're on the right path, even if it's not perfect. Doesn't that sound magical, freeing? Like you feel released? So, what do you do with all of this? Everything that I just said. How do you start shifting from feeling not enough to own your place in the organization, regardless of the ups and downs? First, I want you to acknowledge the thoughts when they come in. Don't try to push them down or ignore them, put them to the side. When that darn voice pops up and says, "You're not enough. Hello, Nancy. You're not enough. You're not enough." Take a moment to ask, where is this coming from? Then remind yourself of what's true. You won't be where you are if you didn't belong there. Trust me. Second, stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlights, right? Regardless of where it's at. Social media, at work, comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others. We all move at a different pace. We all live a different way. And the person you think has it all figured out is likely dealing with their own doubts and struggles behind the scenes. We are human. We will go through challenges. We will go through our ups and downs. And I'm teaching you this to know that you can get through anything in life. And it starts with you. Believing in yourself, loving yourself. And breathe, believe, and achieve is what I tell my clients. And finally, give yourself permission to be a work in progress. Take your time. You don't have to get it all done overnight. Take those small stepping stones. And guess what? Reflect on those achievements. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't have to be perfect. The goal isn't perfection here. It's growth. If this resonated with you, I want you to take a deep breath right now. Release this pressure for just a moment. Know that you are enough right here, right now, today, and that you are not going to be that same person that beats the shit up out of yourself. That you are a new person today moving forward, that you have everything that you need to succeed. You have all the tools in your toolbox, and the journey you're on is your own. Embrace it. Before I wrap up today's episode, I want to challenge you to take a step forward. If you're feeling like you're not enough in your organization or in your role, I invite you to do two things. And if you're driving, please do not write. Do not talk into the phone. I want you to re-listen to this podcast wherever you're at and write these two things down. Write down 3 things you accomplished in the last month, just the last month, no matter how small it is or it may seem to be. Keep this list somewhere visible and remind yourself of your progress. Write it down. Write down a piece of paper. Put it on your mirror. Talk to someone you trust, a mentor, a colleague, a coach, even me, if you feel comfortable, about your feelings. Opening up about your struggles can be a powerful way to release the weight off your shoulders. Trust me, it works. Do you know when I first started my business, I hired a coach, and she has helped me a lot. And I will always continue to do self-development and invest in myself. That is what we lack. We don't invest in ourselves. It is time to invest in you. Go with who you feel is comfortable, who you resonate with. If you're ready to dive deeper into overcoming these feelings of not being enough, I invite you to join Empowerment Coaching Program, the Wings of Change Academy. We work together to help you build the confidence and unlock the feeling of not feeling good enough, and really helping you to step into your full potential in life, in your career. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Empower with Nancy, or just click on the link that's in the description of this podcast. As always, I am so grateful for all of my listeners. And if you are new to my podcast and to my show, subscribe. Don't miss out. Actually, I air every single Wednesday, and I also have some phenomenal guests on my show. Remember, you're more than enough, and you have the full control of the will. You make the choices. Let's keep growing, keep learning, and keep embracing your worth. With gratitude, Nancy. Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a rating and review, and share it with a friend. To connect with me and get all the behind the scenes content, you can follow me on Instagram at Empower with Nancy, and visit my website, empowerwithnancy.com, to learn more about how coaching with me can significantly enhance your life and business. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. See you next time.